Hi Satyarth, how are you?
Uh, I'm fine, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm good too, thank you. So can you tell us something about yourself?
Yes, sir. I'm Satya Shivam. Basically, I'm from Indore, and I have completed my master MCA and graduation BCA. And I have keen interest in manual testing and automation. I have completed one software testing course. That's what my thing.
So you are a fresher.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So which programming language you are comfortable with?
Sir, Java. Basic,
Java, you are comfortable. Okay. So can you tell me something about the OOPS concepts in Java?
basic knowledge for Java, sir. Not for
Mhm.
Java concept. There are five types of OOPs for abstraction. Sir, I'm not recognized because I'm not prepared for last
Okay.
some 2 days for Java.
Okay.
So
No worries. No worries. So see, in the OOPS concepts, there are 4 concepts that you can explain in an interview. I'll just tell you the names. In an interview, you have to explain them in detail. Inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism, and encapsulation. Right? So these are the 4 pillars of OOPS. Right? Okay. What is class? What is object?
class and object, class and object are we can use for the we can use for clear pass the
Yes.
yes, we can say pass for the object for object and objects are the for I'm not prepared for language for Java.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay. Because in an interview, whatever is mentioned in your CV, no, those
Yes,
things will be asked. So as you have mentioned,
okay,
so
sir.
they will be asking these things in an interview. Okay. Now, what is the difference between
I'm prepared
regression
for.
testing and retesting? Yeah, Satyarth, you go ahead. You are telling something?
No, sir. I'm telling for. I'm preparing for the Java for
Sure. Okay, okay. Now, what is the difference between regression testing and retesting?
regression test and regression testing. We test old features. Mostly we test for old features and in some in regression testing every time we can test old feature with if any features are interconnected with each other, if chances are there in new features are added and connecting with old features, so we can test old feature as well as new feature or as well as new feature if any changes are also connect uh, also also check for
Right. So in regression testing, you are telling that you will be doing the verification, you will be ensuring that the changes have not affected the unchanged part of the product. While in retesting, you need to ensure the test cases which failed in last execution are fixed. Right? Now, which one has higher priority, regression testing or retesting?
um, retesting. First for retesting, sir. Then after that, when first results are done, then after that we can do the regression testing.
Mhm. Okay, but which one has got higher priority, regression testing or retesting?
Higher priority is higher priority is in retesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So which one has got higher priority, regression testing or retesting?
So retesting, retesting is higher
Retesting.
priority because
Uh-huh.
we are checking. It's a retesting. We can every time we are first check for old feature and old feature is new feature. After that, we are checking for we are going for regression.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, what is the difference between agile and waterfall?
Regression. Both are the part of the SDLC, which are process for which are process for follow to the developing the project. And waterfall is first we start with waterfall methodology, which are always we have to uh, first if developing the software, developing the application, when uh, requirements are fully completed, then after that we are starting to develop uh, and in agile we are follow for scrum methodology and some methodology, and we doing we mm, we build the in sprint and in the time for many so agile methodology uh, mostly working as for the big project, and waterfall we are using for the mostly for small project for
So in agile, what would happen is you will be testing the product or you will be testing in the project simultaneously when the development would be going on. So it would
yes,
help you, it would assist the entire team in reducing the efforts because things are happening parallel. In waterfall, what happens is the development is done first, then the testing is done. Now, if you find some P0 defect, which is impacting the design of the software, which is impacting the architecture of the software, right? Then you don't have any option, but you will have to do those changes in the architecture, which is actually a risk to the software. Right? The changes in the design, the changes in the architecture would be too risky. So this is the major difference that you can tell waterfall versus agile. Okay, now let me share my screen. Okay, are you able to see the hospital bill? Hello, Satyarth? Hello?
yes sir, I'm yes sir. Yes, still are not visible right now. Yes sir, visible.
Okay, you are able to see the hospital bill. Now you have to perform testing on this particular bill, right? So this is the functionality. Every time they process the bills, then this kind of invoice, medical billing invoice is generated. Now you have to perform testing on this particular invoice. So how will you do it? Which are the high level test scenarios that you will verify?
So we can do the functional testing.
So types of testing is fine, but what are the test scenarios? Hmm.
Test scenarios we can do first of all. Uh, we can check um, for in high priority. Uh, High priority we can check the items and what the amount for the items, description with amount, and calculating first for the after that we can check uh, uh, total bill and with taxes, and we can also check for we can check medical bill invoice and patient's sorry patient name, and after then after that we can check doctor name and their address. After that we can check invoice number. After that we can check verify check date, which date we are generating the bill, invoicing bill, and after that we can check invoicing due date. Uh, uh, After that we can check amount due, and after that we can check verify items and description and with amount, how much amount for one checkup. And after that we can check how many total items we have to check. We have to check, we have to doing for checkup. So, and after that we can check a total amount with taxes, total bill, total amount.
Okay, so apart from that, see the patient name and then the patient other details like the address is there, the pin code of his address, the contact details, are those proper? Then you can you were telling something about the physician's information, right? So those things also you can verify. Then the dates, the invoice due date, the amount, the totaling of the calculation of the amount, then the tax rate. So after applying tax, the amount is displayed correctly. That is one of the test scenario. Simultaneously, one more would be that the tax
Uh,
rate. Hello, Satyarth. Yeah, you were
yes
telling
sir, yes sir,
something.
yes sir, yes sir,
Okay,
yes sir.
the
No, no,
tax
no, no.
rate. Yeah, the tax rate that is applied, maybe 9% or 12% or 6%. So that also you can verify, right? And at the end, you can verify the website details are correctly. The logo of the hospital is being displayed properly. Then the email address of the hospital has been displayed properly. All the text content has been written properly. There should not be any spelling mistake, right? So such things you will have to see. Now there is also one more thing, amount due. So you can see amount is in lowercase letters, due is in uppercase letters. So there should be a consistency. So that UI UX test scenarios you can tell, right? So that's how
Yes.
you will,
Okay, sir. Okay.
yeah, you will write the test scenarios. Okay, now you have joined from laptop, right?
Yes sir.
Yeah. Now I'm giving you screen sharing rights. You have to write the test cases for any two test cases for login functionality, right? So properly you have to
Login
write,
system.
you have
Okay, sir.
to open the Excel file, create all those columns which are mandatory, which are necessary for test cases, right? And then write
Okay.
any two test cases for login functionality. Or write negative test cases. Yes, write negative test cases for login
Yes.
function, right? Just
Negative
click
test.
on,
Okay,
yeah, just click on share screen button, the green color button, and select entire
yes
screen
sir.
in your computer. Entire screen, all the windows will be displayed. Then you can launch the Microsoft Excel.
Can I
Yeah,
visible my screen?
yes, visible.
Can you get the scenario? Correct.
right? So two test cases you have written. Now, the first test case. Hello, Satyarth?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. The first test case, click on URL and open login page. So is this a negative test scenario or is this a positive test scenario?
Sir, it's a positive, but we can check in a different way. We can check.
Yes, Satyarth? Hello?
Can
Hello?
click the URL. It is directly open for hello,
Yeah, so this will be a positive scenario, right? You are
hello.
clicking on, you are hitting the URL and you are opening the login page. This will be a positive scenario, right?
Yes, sir.
Hmm? Now, in the test
Yes, sir.
data,
But
you will
we
mention
can
the website.
yes, sir. It's a
Yeah,
positive.
please go ahead.
Yes, uh, it's a, we can mention here for website, but we can check its website is open or not.
Yeah, so you will validate it's open or not, right? So that's a happy path. So in the test data, so in the test steps, you will be writing first step clicking, hitting the URL, second step open login page if it's a positive, right? In the test case description, you will be writing verify the login page URL is visible or it's getting launched. In the test data, you will be mentioning the URL like www.facebook.com. Prerequisites, you will be mentioning what all things you should be, the link should be accessible to you, your user account should be created, right? Now coming to the second test case, check login page open or not. Again, this is actually the same test case. So D3 and E2, D3 and E2 are one and the same thing. You are checking login page is open or not. You are checking the URL and login page is open or not. So both the scenarios are same, right? So you will have to come up with the negative test cases, right? Like when you enter the text, when you enter the content in the username or password field exceeding the character limit, or if you don't enter anything and click on the login button, then what happens? If you try to reset your password with an invalid email address, then what happens, right? So that's how you have to come up with the negative test scenarios. Okay. Okay, Satyarth, I am done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Sir, any feedback for me for to myself?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me?
If any, please give me a
Hello. Your video is paused, Satyarth. You are
feedback
joined
for
from mobile internet or
my.
Wi-Fi internet?
Hello.
Yeah, Satyarth.
So what kind of internet? Am I
Yeah,
audible,
tell
sir?
me.
Hello.
Yeah. You have any questions for me?
Yes, sir. Sir, is there any feedback for me for to improve myself?
Yeah, so you have to practice Java programming things. Java practical questions would be asked to you. Writing test scenarios, positive as well as negative. Those things you will have to practice. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you and all the best for your career.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.